Yeah, it's on the website, mrword.org or ghvmath.com. And then if you go to like the drop down under daily, like go to the consumer, you can watch the videos and stuff. I think they're all up there. Even yesterday's video took a while because I was uploading the volleyball film because I record the volleyball games and I upload them to Huddle form. So I was uploading that and the classroom. It took forever. I don't think it got done until early this morning.
Oh wow.
And I have super fast internet. That volleyball game was killing my internet connection last night. I have Mediacom and Huddle.
Wait, are you talking about yesterday's class?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that one was on.
Yeah, but it was taking forever to like run. Like it was just, oh my gosh, it went forever. So it's there. I know it is because I checked on it this morning. But I was like, God, it was into late.
It was there last night because I had to use it.
Okay, yeah, it was late last night when I was actually like working. But all right. Anyway. Let's go through a couple notes today. What we have is we have a new section. We're in the third and fourth section today of chapter 1. We're still in chapter 1, so we're in section 1.3 and 1.4. This is brand new stuff, but it ties in with the wages stuff that we did the other day, where you find out how much you're getting paid per hour and how much you're getting paid per year, that type of thing. So it's not like a radical new topic. It's just we're looking at some other things you didn't think about. So we're still dealing with wages, but now we're worried about the hours worked. The hours worked. That's the title of the section. I know that's terrible, but that's what they call it. So there's two topics I want to cover today, and this will be something that on a little piece of paper. I'm going to hand out a little piece of paper later that I'm going to have you try it from. Even if you get it right or wrong, I want you to try one today before we leave. It's not homework. It's just I want to see if you guys can do it. So, in fact, Tristan, you can even hold that little piece of paper right behind you. It's gonna be one of those. That's what you're gonna get today. You'll put your name on it, the period. We'll try a problem or two on there, and then you'll turn in. You get points for it no matter what. I just want to see if you guys can try one out. Okay, and then I'll give you a bunch of time where you can work on your homework today. At least 20 minutes. That's what I want to give you today. So let's talk about the first problem that we'll get to, and then I'll hand out those little pieces of paper. The first one is, can we calculate your time card? Maybe you're in a job, because during the summers I work on a job where I have to punch in my own hours on like a little time card, and then I have to add it up and see if they're paying me the right hours and the right pay. It's terrible. I hate this setup, but it's just what I have to deal with. So, sorry, apologies. Now, so we have to calculate the actual card itself. Now, what it usually looks like, usually it has like a date written on it. So like, yesterday's date was 8/27, let's say. And then, so I have to write that down. And then it has, it has a morning where it has an in and an out for the morning. And then usually it'll have an afternoon or a PM. That's usually what they'll put it. I think my time card says PM at the top instead of afternoon. Afternoon, and it'll be in and out there. Now, why would they have an in and an out for like the morning and the afternoon?
Because you're clocking in and clocking out for like break.
Yeah, exactly right. It's for break. It's for lunch. You have to check out at a certain time for lunch and check back in once you get back from lunch. It's not a paid lunch. So this is what most time cards look like. It's kind of a pain in the butt unless you have a scientific calculator, and the calculator can actually do it for you, and it'll actually calculate things for you, which is really clever. So that's something we're going to look at on Monday. So this weekend, try to get a calculator in your hands. Find possession of a calculator that Scientific has the extra keys on it, and then we're going to walk through how to type it in. I want to take a look at what calculator you get. So maybe this weekend you want to send me a picture of it or something. That way I can kind of get a prelude of how I want to explain it to you. Something cheap. Don't go like crazy. Get a cheap calculator so we can use it. You'll need one anyway. But let's say, I'm going to keep this problem easy, and I'll do the same for you guys. So let's say we're going to punch in the morning at 8:30 in the morning. We're going to punch out at noon. We're going to punch back in at 12:30. And we're going to punch out at 3:30. This almost mimics my day during the school day. I think I have to punch in at 8. Legally during the school year I have to do All right. So what we do is we calculate what the hours are. So what I would do on my own, I would figure out what is the total hours that I would work in the morning. Then I would figure out the total hours in the afternoon. And then I would, put that number off to the side and I'd put it like over here next to my time card. So that way, I'm automatically doing it like on the fly, so I don't have to wait till the end of the month and go, oh my God, it's gonna take me 20 minutes to calculate all this. I'm just doing it every day, right? So I'm always ready to go. So at the very end, I can go, okay, I put in 19 and a half hours, and I can see on my time card when I get paid, did they pay me for 19 and a half? Or did they, forget? I like to keep that number off the side. And plus, if you start doing that enough, whoever your employer is, the accounting, they'll just accept the numbers you write off to the side, and they won't actually use the time card anymore. They won't actually do the calculations. They'll just go, okay, he worked 7 hours, he worked 6 hours, he worked 5 hours. And they'll just do that number and they'll guarantee that you're getting paid the right number. Because sometimes if you trust the office personnel to enter these, sometimes they'll forget a number. They'll type it wrong. Instead of a 12, maybe they forgot the 1 and they say it's 2:30, so you only worked an hour in the afternoon. That's a big problem when I work 2 extra hours on top of that, right? Okay, now, how many hours and minutes did I work in the morning? How would you calculate that? What would you do if you didn't have a calculator in front of you? Estimate, find the difference, right? I'd come with my fingers. That's what I would do, right? So I'd go, okay, I'm starting at 8:30. So 8:30 to 9:30, that's 1 hour. 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30. And then 11:30 to noon is about a half an hour, so 3.5 hours. So 3.5 hours. Half is 0.5, right? If it was 15 minutes, it'd be a quarter of an hour, so 0.25. If it was 45 minutes, it'd be 0.75. Does that make sense? 8:30 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30, and then an extra half an hour to get to noon. So I just count figures, like just do it really quick, right? Now, your calculator can do that because, just like you said, just find a difference. You're taking the later time in the afternoon, and you're going to subtract the early time. Now, when you do this, you have to actually borrow, so you have to make this an 11. And then when you carry, because you're borrowing from the noon, you have to make this 60 minutes in the back, because there's 60 minutes in an hour. That's how you borrow when you do time. 0 minus 0, 6 minus 3, 11 minus 8, 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is 3.5. That's how you do it if you have to do it by hand. The calculator can do that for you. That's the beauty of it. Okay, is there any questions with how we came up with that? What about the afternoon? What do we got? 3 hours perfectly, right? 3 hours like on the dot, 3 hours. So noon to, or noon, 12:30 to 1:30, 1:30 to 2:30, 2:30 to 3:30, so it's like perfectly 3 hours. So now, how many total hours did I work this day? 6.5, 6.5 hours. And I do this like all the time, every day I worked in the summer. And this is just what I would do. Every day, I get done punching out, I would just do a quick calculation, count with my fingers real quick, and then just write down my time off to the side. And eventually, they don't even check anymore. The office just accepts what my numbers are. And so I don't have to worry about them typing this crap in wrong. Okay, questions with that? Okay, I'm gonna have you try one, but I'm gonna give you an easy one. So you need to have a little piece of paper in front of you. So you got one already? Name and period on there. So first name, last name, and then period. You guys are period 4. So, and I'll accept these. Say you'll get points no matter if you get it right or wrong. It's just I like to see the attempt at it for right now. It's just kind of nice. You get a little bit of practice. You're not just watching me do it all the time. You get a little bit of work at it. So let's do an example here. So we'll go 8:28, and I'll give you guys all options. So 8:28. Okay. So this is AM in, AM out. This is PM in and PM out. This is how my time card looks when I check during the summer. It has PM and AMs in and outs. Okay, let's deal with really nice numbers. Don't pick like 827, or just give me like integrals of like 15 minutes if you're gonna do that. So Tristan, we'll start with you. Any time in the morning you want. What time are you punching in for work today?
8.
8, perfect. Okay, 8 o'clock on the dot. 8 a.m. Okay. All right. Faucet, anytime you want to punch out in the morning, you can pick. 12 on the dot? Okay. 12 p.m. Okay. Brandon, what time do you want to check back in the afternoon? Or evening, I guess. You can pick any time.
1:30.
1:30, okay. I'm back at 1:30. Yeah. Brown, anytime you'd like to check out for the day and you're going to call it a day, it's a Friday.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, okay. You're gonna work a little bit later in the afternoon. You gotta get some stuff done. Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. Take a few minutes. You know, let's try to see if you guys can figure out how much total time you worked today. Those are some pretty good numbers. I don't care if you get it right or wrong. Don't worry about that. You'll get points no matter what. I just want you guys to get a sense for how to do it on your own. You know, me throwing you in the deep end. Okay, I think I give you enough time. All right, let's just talk about the morning only. Morning, how many hours did we work? Anybody, throw it out. 4 hours total, right? Again, if you count with your fingers, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. Boom, 4 hours perfectly. That was great. Afternoon, somebody else now.
4.5.
Say it again?
4.5.
Oh, I didn't get 4.5.
I got 3.5.
I got 3.5, but let's do a count, because maybe you're right. I think I got 3.5, but it's 3.5 or 4.5. Let's figure out. Okay, so 1:30 to 2:30, 2:30 to 3:30, 3:30 to 4:30,
Yeah.
and then an extra half hour. So 3.5. You're close. You got the half at least. So, okay, that's hours. So total, what do we get?
7.5.
7.5. That's pretty much a full day for anybody. So good choices on those numbers, by the way, guys. That's pretty much a full day for anybody. So 7.5 hours. So there you
It's a
go.
long lunch break.
That's a long lunch break. That'd be really nice. Huh? Take a break for a while. Go take a nap.
That's an hour.
So, okay, 7.5. Okay. Do we feel comfortable with that first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go to the next problem. So the next one that we have is called overtime. So we've talked about how to calculate the time card. That to me is a full day. You know, 7 hours to 8 hours is pretty much a full day, depending on how many days you're working in a week. You know, that type of thing. So let's talk about the overtime now. So this would be the last type of problem that we'll cover. Overtime. Overtime is anytime you're over 40-hour work week. A 40-hour work week is full time, so it's anything over 40 hours. Now, obviously what we talked about yesterday was like when you get to annual pay, you want to figure out what you make per year. 50 weeks a year is total and 40-hour work weeks. So that's the two numbers you had to use on that annual pay. I think that was that page 3 stuff. 40-hour work week, 50 weeks of a year to calculate how much you make per year. But now, overtime, anything over 40. Now, there's two types of overtime, and this is the part that probably you guys have already had to deal with. There's something, what they call time and a half. Time and a half. Time and a half is anything like when you're over 40 hours, but it's not, and this is a typical thing, I'm being very generic, it's not a Sunday or a holiday. Some businesses ignore the whole Sunday rule, that's just a part of overtime or just part of the normal work week. But typically Time and a half is anything over 40, but it's not a Sunday or a holiday. And again, that is super generic, you know, sometimes the Sunday is the normal work week. Like, my sister works at 3M in Forest City. Sunday's the normal work day. They work from Sunday to Thursday. And then she gets Friday and Saturday off. That's just how they work. So that doesn't apply to them. So it's anything over 40 hours, but not a Sunday, not a holiday. Now, if what time and a half means, time and a half is how much you get paid. So one of the examples I think we used the other day, if you get paid $8 an hour, so this is just an example. If you get paid $8 an hour and you're getting time and a half, that means you're getting paid your normal pay, your time, and half as much more. So what you do, and this is the trick if you don't know how to calculate that, you multiply by 1.5, whatever your pay is. So if you get paid $13.75 an hour, if you get paid $9 an hour, you just multiply by 1.5. Now if I did that, it would tell me $12. That's how much I'd get paid for the overtime. The extra time over 40 hours. Not all 40 hours, just the extra. So maybe you worked 42 hours that week. Well, 40 hours would be at $8 an hour, and the 2 extra hours you worked would be at $12 an hour. So you'd make some serious money. You know, for 2 hours you're making 24 bucks. So think about it that way. Now, the other type of overtime is double pay. So it's double time. This is typically on Sunday or a holiday. So sometimes you got to pay attention. Are you working Sundays or holidays for whatever business you're in or employment you have? Sometimes they'll pay you double time on Sundays and holidays. Sometimes. It depends on the business. That means you're making double the pay when you go over 40 hours. So, you know, when we're making our $8 an hour, so we're back to this example again at $8 an hour. Well, now you take 8 times 2, and so your pay for, you know, the double time pay if you're working on a Sunday or a holiday is now $16 an hour when it's past 40-hour work week. So if we go back to that example, maybe you put in 40-hour work week this week, you worked up through Friday this week, and then you came in on Sunday and you worked 2 extra hours, so you worked 42 hours this week. Well, the idea is that now they're paying, for those 2 hours, they're paying you $16 an hour. So you made what? For 2 hours, you made 32 bucks. And then all the rest of your hours of the week, you take times 8. Does that make sense for the time and a half idea and the double time pay? Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. I just want to see if you guys can figure out the overtime. So, you're going to work 62 hours this week. You're going to put in 62 hours on top of your job. What I want to know is how much overtime did you put in? So put that on your little card. Calculate your overtime.
Are we counting Sundays or holidays?
Nope, we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to assume this is a Saturday.
Okay.
So this is no holidays and no Sundays. You're putting in from Monday to Saturday. I want to know what your your hours you're working, what your overtime was. Will it be double time? Will it be time and a half? So you're going from Monday to Saturday. No holidays in between. So write down your little card. It should be super easy. It should be a quick calculation. I want to see how much overtime are you going to get? How much are you going to get paid? If you're getting paid $8 an hour, $12 if it's time and a half, and $16 if it's double time. How much are you going to get paid? Let's see if you can do it. Even if you get it right or wrong, it's fine. You're attempting. This is our last problem of the day. And we're on that little white piece of paper I handed you, and this will be the, when you get it done, we're going to turn it in, even if it's right or wrong. So again, on this one, you're working from Monday to Saturday. There's no holidays in between on this 62 hours. So I want to see, what would you get paid? If you're getting paid $8 an hour, 12 for time and a half, 16 for double time. An extra minute here if you need it. You didn't get it right or wrong, it's just, it's worth a shot. Can you do this without me even having to explain too much?
Okay, I think you got an email.
Got an email, yeah, it's just emails that didn't check in. I've already turned off the Zoom. Didn't try soon enough. Other email. Okay. Anyone want to volunteer their answer? What do we get?
For time and a half, I got 424. For double, I got 492.
Okay, all right. Anyone else? I got different numbers. I got a different number than that.
That's what you've done
Okay, so 60-hour work week, right?
that.
Or sorry, 62, that's what we're putting in this week. So you had a lot of projects to do. You put in 62 hours. What's a full work week? 40. So 40 hours, you're getting the normal pay. You're getting the times $8 an hour. That's kind of like what you're doing on the assignment today, right? The assignment today, they give you how much you make per hour, they give you how many hours you work, you just multiply them together, right? So if I did that, you get $320 for 40 hours at $8.
Do you add on how much money you're making for overtime?
Yes, you just add that to that
Was it
number.
346?
No, no. So how many hours were overtime? 22, right? Does that make sense? There was 22 hours of overtime. Now, I kind of warned you. Are we working a Sunday or a holiday?
Sunday. But you said no holidays.
I said no holiday, and it was from Monday to Saturday, so there was no double time. So I automatically eliminated this. There was no Sunday and there was no holiday, because I said it was from Monday to Saturday. So there's no double time, so you're only getting paid time and a half. That means for this overtime, you're getting paid $12.
Wait a minute.
So if you take 12 times 22,
330.
I got 264 when you multiply that. When you multiply 22 times 12. So I'll do it again, 22 times 12, yeah, 264. Because again, it's $12 per hour you're getting time and a half, because you worked overtime. So you're getting paid higher for those extra overtime hours. Does that make sense now, what you're doing there? Okay, some people just didn't, maybe I didn't explain that good enough. So whatever overtime hours, that's where you get the extra pay. You know? So now, we multiply those this, and so your total, if you add these up, that's what your weekly pay is gonna be. It's gonna be $584.
divided by 20 instead of 40.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, questions? I'm gonna take that little piece of paper. Even if you got it right or wrong, it's fine. I like the attempts. I appreciate it. You get some points for it today, so easy points. I'll put the book check in there today. So I'm gonna grab it. You can write down your notes. You can get the rest of the time if you'd like. You have like, I don't know, 15, 16 minutes, something like that. You can work. Take your little piece of paper here. I'm gonna enter it right now as you guys are sitting here. So you already have an A for consumer math for the week. You guys all had your books and you had all your assignments turned in. Now we have an assignment due Monday. Due Monday, so don't forget about that.
Can we turn it in now?
Yeah, yeah. I always have an open, classroom policy. You can turn in at any point when you're ready, or you have it finished, complete, done.
Thank you.
And Brown, I totally understand, Brandon, that you don't have it since you weren't even here. You probably didn't even know we had an assignment.
What?
So, no, Brandon,
Oh,
he wasn't even here, so.
you
I
said
do-
brown, and I was like,
Oh, yeah, I forget, there's two, sorry, my bad.
you're good. Did you want the notes?
Yes, please. Here, I'll just hand you my cell phone. You can take a picture. Yeah. Here. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? Thank you. Yeah, it's super nice. I can start add those to the website so it looks a little better. You got some notes. You can see exactly what we talked about that day.
When it says example A, is that a separate problem or is that part of?
No, that's
of what you said?
exercises A.
Okay.
Exercise. So on that page, there's only Bill's exercise. Some of the sections in the book you'll notice they'll have an exercise A, a B, a C, a D. We're just doing exercise A.
Okay.
So yeah. Sorry, yeah, I forgot to explain that to you.
So what's the homework over what we did yesterday?
Yeah. So it's what you're getting paid per hour. So they're going to give you an hour. They're going to give you what your pay is. You just multiply and boom.
Oh, okay.
That's all you do. Just
Actually,
multiply.
the 1 through 5 doesn't have the hours.
Yeah, so on the 1 through 5, the second page, you have to calculate what you make per year. So they give you, let's say they tell you make $10 an hour. You have to multiply by 40 for a full work week, so times 40, 40 hours, and then you have to multiply by 50 for a full year. And that's it. So times 40 times 50. You use that for every,
Because that's like 2,000.
yeah, just 2,000, yeah, just do.
Okay.
So what should I do? Give me something to draw. Like facial feature one. Years. I didn't recall yesterday. Lauren told me I drew that. And then I drew a couple of these notes last time.
Okay, your next period is period 5. Just remember that. We're back to a normal schedule today.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Just go
I'm like long periods and
Yeah. It is going to be weird because we're not used to being there for full 40 minutes. I can already tell because my GoPro turned off today during second